Hello everyone, you are watching a segment of the Countdown program from November 30, 2023. Today is Thursday. See the full versions of all our programs on the Patreon resource. And thanks to everyone who is becoming our patrons right now. I'll talk about the themes of the postscriptum a little later. And now to the most important thing. The Kremlin's special operation to split the leadership of Ukraine is in full swing. In the cave they lick their lips, looking at how soap bubbles of empty sensations are inflated. The main thing is to create discord between the military decision-makers and officials. The ultimate goal is to quarrel between Zelensky and Zaluzhny, create confusion in the ranks of the leadership of the armed forces of Ukraine and, taking advantage of the confusion, bite off a few more pieces of territory. Kadyrov, with a malicious grin, invites Ukraine to capitulate, because Odessa and Kharkov will be captured anyway. The day before, another Chechen figure in the Kremlin, Aslanbek Dudayev, in the world Vladislav Surkov, posted a text sprinkled with the ashes of his ancestors. About the enchanted Ukraine and Zelensky, who will soon be recognized as a rag. And also about the fact that there will be no Minsk III. All this verbalization of threats and desires while high draws a thick line of the Kremlin's true intentions. If it is not possible to take territories in a head-on collision, it is necessary to weaken power, sow the seeds of discord and strike at the moment when this power is shaken. Zelensky's rating is falling, Zaluzhny's rating is growing. It's time to drive a wedge between them using all available means, including the smooth-haired Arestovich. Today there is no more important topic in the Russian-language blogosphere than the discussion of Zaluzhny's personality. The woolly foreign agent Sovietologist Nikolai Mitrokhin picks out the person involved, drooling, good Russians. Zaluzhny's big drawback, unfortunately, is that, being carried away by his tactics, he ignored and is now ignoring the system of combined arms defense and offensive. Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine Zaluzhny as a military leader outlived his usefulness at the end of 2022. The deadlock is not in the war. There is a dead end in his strategy and tactics, which should have been radically revised in preparation for the summer offensive, when Ukraine, with the help of the West, acquired a solid armored tank and missile and artillery resource that made it possible to organize a large-scale combined arms offensive. But instead, she burned it in senseless attacks in small groups on minefields that became a big surprise, about the existence of which the commander-in-chief should have known from his intelligence service, which seems to be overly carried away by its own PR on television. End of quote. Today, only lazy Sokopotek does not discuss Zaluzhny. This manic fascination with one person on the verge of obsession suggests that the Kremlin would really like to overthrow Zaluzhny, replacing him with a more plush character. And, of course, use the current period of tension between the armed forces of Ukraine and Bankova for their own purposes. Meanwhile, NATO denies that the military leadership of Ukraine allegedly does not have a war plan. Become our patrons right now and look further in this program. Henry Kissinger, former US Secretary of State, has died at the age of 101. It was he who was convinced that Russia was part of Europe. And humanity has yet to pay for this mistaken judgment. Terrorist attack in Israel. 2 terrorists opened fire on people at a bus stop at the entrance to Jerusalem. 3 people were killed, the terrorists were eliminated. On December 14, Putin will hold a press conference. His ventriloquist Peskov announced this today. The event was combined with a direct line. Like a bathroom. Watch in the program, postscript. The cave is closing even faster than expected. The borders are closed on the outside, and passports are taken away from the inside. Foreigners will be forced into loyalty, and the LGBT movement will be recognized as extremist. And the harsh cave babble will set in. Red mold is creeping into Africa. Putin's daughter Ekaterina Tikhonova will teach African Barmalay the basics of a modern dictatorship, with electronic surveillance and election manipulation. And that is all. Watch the full program on Patreon, and thanks to everyone who is becoming our patrons right now. Hugs to everyone. See you tomorrow on Friday Live. Glory to Ukraine.